Hey YouTubers, Grimmy Dragon here, and once again it's review time. We're going back in time today as we look at something that made fans very happy when it came out, and that is Unicron from Transformers Armada. This was the first official Unicron figure to actually be released to the public. They had prototypes for G1, they had prototypes for Beast Wars 2, or at least plans for one for Beast Wars 2, but this is the first one to actually happen. And it's still the only Unicron mold, well, planet former Unicron mold that they use. The 25th anniversary, the 2010 versions also use this mold, just changed the head. So this is a very important figure. And it is a really nice one too. Now as you can see, you can tell it is Unicron. I mean, it has the ring, it has the horns coming up at the front, and it has the jaw bit. But it is also very much using the Armada style, since this is the Armada version. Instead of a orange shell or a gray shell, it's translucent purple here, as well as here. And it works fairly well. I mean, it's a different take on Unicron, so it's fairly fitting. And on the ring, you may notice a lot of Minicon ports, as well as a Minicon. Since this was Armada, it did have the Minicons, so that was important. As you can see, the jaw and the horns look pretty good. If you squeeze the horns together, the jaw moves. Very nice. So you can have him chomping a bit. Now, this wasn't really designed to stand. Basically, it usually just sits like this. Because the back is flat. But this doesn't really feel like Unicron, does it? Straighten out that ring. So, for the sake of the review, I'm just using a coaster as a bit of a stand and leaning it up against the wall, because that seems to work. But yeah, it is a nice Unicron figure. And we also have the Minicon that's included, which I believe was Dead End. I could be wrong on that. But it is a nice little Minicon. Turns into a sphere with a gun. Kind of a drone thing, so that's pretty cool. Has its own robot mode. Just flip everything around. And yeah, Dead End looks pretty cool. And got a little mono eye, little horns, big gun. So that's pretty cool. And he's easy to transform. Gotta love it. But since this is again an Armada toy, there are features that use the Minicons, and one of them does actually work in the planet mode. Well, there are a couple that you can use this one for. Like, you can just stick the Minicon right in this little indentation above the maw, and have an extra gun. Looks kind of silly, and this is very loose. Plug it in, it'll just fall out. But you can also plug him onto these sides. Provided I can get enough leverage here. Kind of difficult in planet mode. But that will... That's supposed to... Yeah, launch the missiles. Kind of tricky to do since I have to try to leverage it a bit, but yeah. The Minicon is needed to fire these missiles because the trigger is locked without the Minicon in there. So yeah, that's a decent thing. But aside from that, there's not much else the planet mode can do but sit there and look menacing. Well, not much else, but compare him to the 25th anniversary version of Unicron. Well, I don't have a stand for. Hopefully this will work. But as you can see, very stark differences between the two. And the colors on the 25th anniversary obviously more reference the G1 movie, while this newer version, well, I say newer, but it's the original version, better reflects how he looked on the Armada cartoon. So it's nice how a paint job can really make a difference in the look and feel of a toy. But with that said, it's time to get Unicron into robot mode and see how he looks there. Okay, and here we have Unicron in all his glory in his robot mode, and he's looking pretty good. I mean, for the first Unicron figure released, this turned out very well. He's big, he's beefy, he's generally the right colors. I mean, he's got the orange and yellow, and he's got the gray. Not quite perfect for fans of the movie, but still, it is a great first Unicron, and I'm glad that I got it when I did. Now, getting a close-up at that head, which is quite big, like he's a tall guy, which I'll get into later. And that is quite a nice head sculpt. Again, it is stylized to Armada, and instead of just doing a straight up Unicron head from the G1 movie, they did edit it a bit, and that's pretty cool. Now, they also had to add these spike things, mostly for transformation purposes, because, you know, they had to. I will say transforming these horn things can be a little difficult since they are a softer plastic, and you have to swivel them to get them to fit in planet mode, so be careful with those. Another nice feature about this one, he does have light up eyes. It's hard to see, but they do glow red. In fact, we'll dim the lights a little bit. As you can see, yeah, they do light up very nicely. I guess he had decided to have red eyes instead of the green, but it works. It's still very menacing. Another light up feature is in this very translucent, very nightmare inducing for people who know what translucent plastic is like. But the hand is translucent for a reason, and that is it also lights up. Not quite as well as the eyes do, but yeah, its light up feature is there. So yeah, that is quite nice all the same. Now, you wouldn't expect it from an Armada toy, but this guy is quite articulated. He does have a swivel left and right at the head. Don't want to do a full 360 because of the wiring in the head, but you can move it left and right a little bit. You got some ratcheted shoulders, forward, backward, ratchets in and out. You have a bicep swivel, 90-degree at the elbow, wrist rotation, individually articulated fingers at 2 points each. The thumb can go up and down, so that's pretty cool. You got a big old waist swivel. Universal hips, ratcheted, forward, back, in and out. Now I wish there were a few more clicks in the in and out movement of the hips, but it's okay. You do have, if I can, a nice ratcheted knee. This one, the ratchet kind of busted, and a screw fell out. I'll have to put that in. But yeah, that happens. They're just small pieces that can wear over time, so be on the lookout for that. But you got ratcheted forward, backward at the ankles, swivel at the toe, a little wiggle at the ankle as well for pivot, but not much. Okay, yeah, just I'll have to put that screw back in later. I was probably looking at that into that ratchet and it just didn't go in all the way. Happens. But it's not gonna fall apart on me. Anyway, other features. We saw the missiles in the planet mode. They still work. You can even aim them since they're on a swivel. I'm just trying to get them stable. But he does have one more missile launcher that you need the Unicron for. So there is this port on his back, and you just plug it in, and probably works best if you don't have the elbows up all the way. Try this one more time. Yeah, the eyes also light up when you do this, but we'll try this one more time. Yeah, nice firing missile feature. Always welcome. This is the big old missile. Actually has a little satellite kind of feed. It's cool. Kind of wish it would stay in, like when the wings are out, so it looks like he got a big old particle cannon. But yeah, it does work fairly well. Other features, he's got places to hide Minicons. Almost called them by their Japanese name. But you got a couple slots in each tin, which just open up like so. So you can hide some in there. That end's a little too fat to fit in these, but that works. You can literally have him get in his belly, because you just pull down that plate, you have an opening door in the belly that you can put a Micron into. A lot of people like to store dead end in there. May be a little ill-advised, because this is translucent plastic as well, and if he rattles a bit, it can cause cracks and might break it, so that might not be the best idea. To move the camera itself to show this one off, I think if I can. But you can see he has ports on his shoulders. They actually are on swivels, so you can have them move around on his shoulders. It's pretty nice. And of course the wings have all the ports on them. So yeah, he has plenty of places to put Minicons, and that is awesome. But aside from that, I guess the only thing left to do is to compare him to the newer 25th anniversary edition, which I think is being reissued. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, you can see again the colors do make a big difference. But what also makes a difference in this form is the head sculpt, since this has a more G1 movie styled head sculpt, while this one has the Armada styled head sculpt. So there is a significant difference there. But in any case, I do like this original take on Unicron, or well, not the original Unicron, but the original action figure Unicron. I do like this one. I prefer the 25th anniversary edition, just because, you know, I'm a G1 guy, so of course I'm going to prefer that. But it's still a good one. If you can get them for a good price, I would say go for it. Since this was a Supreme class, he is a big guy and he's going to be expensive. Good idea for the size. Here's a combiner, a Betatron. And you can see he's a bit bigger than a combiner. And the combiners are big. So, and of course, just for fun, we'll bring in Galvatron. You can see he's kind of tiny next to Unicron, but yeah. Anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. And I will see you next time. So until then, goodbye out there, whatever you are.